Good morning, Packers fans. Aaron Negler here with your Packers Daily Chat, coming to you live on the Cheesehead TV social channels. The Packers will be back on the practice field this afternoon. We'll hear from Matt LaFleur and Aaron Rodgers, along with various others. Packer transplants will be back tonight. Myself, Corey Banke, chopping it up, talking Packers. But right now, it's time to talk to you fine folks, Packers fans worldwide, right here, mixing it up already in the comment section. Love to see you all. Oh, I like it. I like it. AMH matters. Kenny Clark about to go full berserker mode against the Vikings. I'll take it. I will absolutely take it. No question about it. Good day from London. Good day, Dale. Good day from New York City. Hope you're doing well. Good morning from Arizona, Daniel. Hope Arizona's treating you well. Say hi to Tyler Herrick while you're down there. Can Riyad Nyman rush the passer? Maybe they'll try and find out during practice. You never know. Yes, the injuries, so many injuries. As we know, reported early Tuesday morning. Actually, I think it was Monday morning. Rashawn Gary will be attempting to fight through his hyperextended elbow, but the loss of Whitney Merciless means that Tipa has been elevated from the practice squad. I would attempt to say his last name, but I would absolutely butcher it. The Packers, as predicted, also brought back Ladarius Hamilton, who played very sparingly in his first go-round in Green Bay, but will now be signed to the practice squad. I think he's been there's a good chance that he'd bring him up for Sunday's game, but for now he's on the practice squad. And Kereth White, the former Chicago Bears running back, he was drafted by the Bears. He's bounced around to like 4 or 5 different teams. He has been signed, obviously as depth, while Aaron Jones recovers from his MCL injury. Lots going on the injury front, so we'll see how that plays out this week and who is available to the Packers when they take on the Vikings on Sunday. Q King, thanks for the super. Feel more and more like 2010. I'm just saying. All right, you don't ever want to make direct comparisons, but I know Rodgers himself said it felt like that, and I mean the big component is the injuries, right? I mean, obviously there were offensive struggles that year. The defense was playing well, but to me, the number one thing is the injuries. As far as being able to draw a parallel, um, the fact that that year they were dealing with 15 or 16 guys on injured reserve, and that was back when you couldn't bring guys back. They went on injured reserve; they were done. Now at least there's a little bit more flexibility when guys do get injured, say like a Jair Alexander or even a Josh Myers. There's still hope that you can bring them back. So, but that said, yeah, the injuries and playing through them and dealing with them, juggling them, I think the personnel group has done a phenomenal job in that regard. And the coaching staff getting guys ready, getting guys up at moment's notice. Hell, 2 weeks ago we had Eric Stokes go out in pregame warmups, and they still played at a high level on defense. So, yeah, the injuries to me are the one kind of parallel there that really sticks. Caleb, thanks for the super chat. This has to be the best defense since our Super Bowl year. Can't wait to get everyone healthy. I don't think there's any question there. Now, obviously you want to remain consistent. You want to keep playing at this level. That might be tricky given the nature of these injuries, but yeah, I mean, there's no doubt that the defense is, for the first time in a long time, can be considered not a liability, which that has been those types of defenses in Green Bay have been few and far between. No doubt about it. What else we got? AJ Dillon starting. Let's go, Brandy. There's zero doubt they're gonna have to lean on him. I hope they give him 25 carries. I know they won't, but I hope they do. I think he's the type of back. We've said it, week in and week out. He's the type of back that works better the bigger workload you give him. Gets into a groove, starts trucking through fools. Give him the football. Welcome to all the new stockholders, Jill. Absolutely. Welcome to all the new owners across Packer Nation. Good to have you all on board. We meet every Tuesday in the Denny's across from the stadium. No, I'm kidding. I am again in the hopes that this is a Super Bowl year. I'm getting too old to do this every year. Kathleen, I hear you. That's part of the journey, though. Only one team can win the Super Bowl. The Packers have knocked on the door many times, no question. Is this the year? A lot of ball game left. But I hear you. It's like, come on already. It's time to do it. Time to kick in the door. Chris, thoughts? I have no thoughts, Chris. Thanks for the super chat, though. That is my only thought. Any word on Jair's and Ladarius's return timetable? No. Simple as that. Who is the small town meat market that Corey got pissed about people leaving bad Yelp reviews? Was it Stangleville? I can't remember. I'd have to go back. It was on the draft show, and we determined it wasn't a Yelp review; it was a Google review. But still, yeah, Corey lost his mind. It's right at the end of the draft show. It shouldn't be hard to find. But that was brilliant. I mean, when you've been live streaming for all 7 rounds of the draft, inevitably you're going to lose it, and that's what made Corey lose. Mm. What about looking at Vic Beasley on the cheap? Maybe they make the call. I think we all know that's not how the Packers work, but I would do that. I'd not maybe much, but I'd rather they look at Olivier Vernon myself if he's good to go. But any one of those name pass rushers are a possibility, but I would suspect they'll stick with what they've got. You got to remember too, they are operating with very slim margins when it comes to the cap, and any call they'd make to a guy like that would be come chase a ring for the minimum. So, well, we'll see what transpires. Like I said, though, I think they'll, they made their moves yesterday, and I think those are the moves for the week at least. Jeff, thanks for the super chat. Lambeau is about football. US Bank Stadium is about the buffet. It's so plastic. I hate it. Jeff, I'm going to say something pretty controversial right now. The food at US Bank is pretty damn good. I know. I feel dirty just saying it out loud, but they got a good spread. There's I can't lie. But you're right. You're right. It is a plastic facility and kills birds and is a shining beacon of mediocrity. So I'll give you that. There's no doubt about that. So 69 will play this week? Not necessarily, Sly. Not necessarily. As I said yesterday, be on the lookout for these practice injury reports and participation. If I suspect David will be a limited participant today, the key will be Thursday. That's the padded practice, usually, not always, but usually. And if they bump him from a limited to a full participant, that's a good shot. But until that happens, I think they're still just bringing him along from that ACL injury. So yeah, look at the practice report both today and tomorrow. That will be your best indication. Because don't forget, he was limited last week, and then he didn't even practice on Friday. So you kind of saw, you could read those tea leaves. But the practice reports will tell you essentially where he's trending. Jeff, thanks for the super chat. Lambeau's about football. I already read that. Sorry, Jeff. Thank you. Timbo, thanks for the super chat. Big week for AJ Big Game, new owner, key to Door County. I saw he got the key to Door County. Our guy making moves. I love it. I love how he's embraced Wisconsin, and thereby Wisconsin has embraced him. If I were the Packers, and I don't know what they do as far as orientation or welcoming new draft, picks to the facility, but man, I would cut up everything AJ's done as far as really absorbing the culture and leaning into the fandom as this is how to do it. And obviously not everyone's going to do it the exact same way, but man, you love how AJ has really and that was part of the reason we wanted to partner with him, is you could really tell how much he really genuinely wants to be part of the community, really enjoys it in Green Bay in the area. So yeah, shout out to him for getting the key to Door County. That's awesome. I love it. Josh, thanks for the super chat. I keep seeing people compare this year's to 2019. I just don't get that feel. Thoughts? 2019. Maybe offensively. There I wouldn't bat an eyelid because it's as disjointed as it was in 2019. That year really felt like they would show glimmers of things on offense, but then stub their toe inevitably and drives would fall apart. Really inefficient football. Offensively, I see it. As a whole, I don't see that at all on 2019. What else we got? What do I know about our number 2 running back, Taylor? Thanks, man. He's a powerful guy, and I really liked how he came in a situation in that game Sunday against the Seahawks, against a team that knew the Packers were going to run the football. Wasn't too big for him. Did a nice job hitting the backside cut one time. He's capable in the passing game. The one big question mark, as it is with most young backs, is pass protection. But, if you want to find out more about him, make sure you check out his appearance on Pax What She Said from this past offseason. They took a deep dive into his college days and what it's like on the practice squad and things like that, his training camp. Maggie and Perry had a really good interview with him. But the best part, like I said, is seeing that he came back and wasn't too big for him to go out there and, basically help salt the game away against a defense that knew he was getting the ball for his first carries, of the season. It's pretty well done. Bryson, thanks for the super chat. Bob Harlan appreciation post. I can get behind that. I love it. Well done. Chris, thanks for the super chat. Speaking of food, I went to Lambeau and went down to get food at the half late. Long lines, ended up getting from the bowl noodles place. Actually good. You ate noodles at Lambeau. That's hilarious. Soder, what's up, man? Thanks for the super chat. 2022 second round pick can embrace Oshkosh. Yeah, they'll wear lots of overalls. I like it. Todd, thanks for the super chat. Just run the rock. I hate the 5 wide receivers. I always say there's a place for it. I don't mind sprinkling it in. They ran a ton of 4 wide receiver stuff in this past game. But yeah, the 5 wide spread. It was so funny hearing John Kuhn on the radio the other day, like chastising, I don't remember who it was. It might have been Zabe, about talking about 5 wide. It's not truly a 5 wide because they're, they have a tight end in there or they have a running back out there. Okay, John, we know it's not 5 wide receivers. We're talking about 5 wide empty. What we're saying, 5 eligibles. Thank you. Well, it's kind of funny. But I don't hate the 5 wide. I just don't like using it as much as they have. You've got this great running back tandem. Now, just one great running back. You've got tight ends. You got big dog ready to lead the way. Let your young offensive line fire off the ball. Run the fucking ball. I don't know. I'm old. GBP, man, what's up? Thanks for the super chat. Happy Wednesday. Save a Bears fan. Saw a Bears fan tweet they hope their new stadium name isn't a tacky corporate sounding name. Man, am I grateful to be a Packers fan. Yeah, I do wonder how long the Packers will be able to hold out on that. And I don't think they'd ever change Lambeau Field, but they might do something like, what was it? Denver did. Blah, blah, blah at whatever field, like at Lambeau Field. So if it was like, Staples, whatever, at Lambeau Field or something like that. I mean, obviously I don't want that, but I do wonder, this is a team that needs to, wring out every last dollar of every last possible revenue stream. Feels like it's inevitable at some point. I mean, they took fucking quaint, lovely tradition of kids riding players' bikes and turned it into a insurance commercial. If that doesn't tell you how unprecious some of these things are to this team and this franchise, I don't know what does. Chris, thanks for the super chat. Morning, Nags. Being up here in Fargo, this is a must-win week. Vikings fans are insufferable when they win. Daughter's home from college, and we will be at US Bank. Go Pack Go. Represent, Chris. Carry the G. And I would only quibble with one line in your super chat here. Vikings fans are insufferable when they win. I don't think when they win was necessary. They are pretty much insufferable all the time. But yes, I feel you, man. Especially when you're living in enemy lands. You got to get that W. Sam, thanks for the super chat. This might be a dumb question, but does record come into consideration when it comes to deciding if someone plays with a minor injury? The company line will always be, of course not. They defer completely to medical professionals, the doc, whatever, blah, blah, blah. Human nature will tell you probably. No one would ever admit it. But does that element exist? Certainly, of course. But, like I said, the company line is always, if someone's 100%, they're good to go, they're out there, So, and how true is that? How 100% actually are they? We're in a league where no one's 100% after week 1. Yes, a little bit. I think it varies very much from staff to staff, though. Verilith, thanks to the super chat. The cap guy posted 12's incentives. They're all passing goals. Shouldn't they be team-oriented so he won't pass as much? Well, he's a quarterback. Of course they're going to be pass. But that's funny. I like that. I mean, it was interesting to see that, speaking of incentives, that OBJ's incentives are mostly team related about how far they advance in the playoffs. But yeah, I don't think that is funny though. I like it. Stanley, thanks for the super chat. Feels good to be part of a team as a stockholder. Welcome, Stanley. Welcome to the club. It is a great feeling, isn't it? What's going on with Aaron Rodgers' toe? I don't know, Jay. I asked him about it. I asked him after the game because he did pop up on the injury report on Saturday as an addition with the toe injury. Clearly been away from the facility for 10 days. And after I asked, he said that he got through the game okay and feeling good, etc. And then I know Pat McAfee asked about it and he kind of punted there. So I don't know. Maybe he stubbed his toe around the house. I mean, it's clear it didn't happen in the facility. So, or maybe it happened during the physical that he had to take when he got back. But actually, I have no idea. No clue. We'll see if it limits him at all. Why does Kroll's not set up a booth at Lambeau on game day? Because they got the place right across the street. I mean, but I hear you. It'd be nice not to have to like work your way out of the stadium across the street, fight through the crowd, but it'd be nice to have Kroll's just like in the stadium. But they're there, so it's all good. Speaking of injuries, when we get Ladarius and Jair back, we will be cooking with gas. You are not lying, sir. That is correct. No doubt about it. Lewis won't last forever. Is there a Lewis lookalike out there in the draft? Man, there hasn't been a Lewis lookalike in years. He's one of a kind. You got to think he's still playing at a high level. How long can he keep it up? I don't know, man. He said he wants to play 3 more years. 3 more years. Oh, I'm not going to doubt Big Dog. So I think we'll see how that transpires. When will the NFL ever decide to stop playing the Lions on Thanksgiving? Never, man. It's tradition. Tradition. I love the Lions on Thanksgiving. I love the Lions on Thanksgiving. That's Thanksgiving. The Lions playing usually bad football. But then every once in a while, shocking the world and beating a good team. Like, it's the Lions. It's part of our fabric as a society at this point. No, I don't know. I know there are people in the league who agree with you. I love it. I don't care. I will say it is very much literally the first thing I look at every April when the schedule is released is, are the Packers playing the Lions on Thanksgiving? Because inevitably, when the Packers play on Thanksgiving, whether they win or lose, it kind of ruins my holiday. I got to tell you, I don't like the stress. The thing I like about Thanksgiving is just eating, and you've got 3 football games, and you just lose yourself, right? And you just don't have a care in the world. When the Packers play, not only do I have to work, but I get so nervous and I get so frustrated and I get anxiety ridden. And then I don't need that on Thanksgiving. So yes, please, no, let the Lions play just as long as the Packers aren't playing. Remember, don't forget, back in the day, the Packers used to play the Lions every Thanksgiving. That's true. It took Vince Lombardi complaining to the league to get that stopped. I love that. But no, yes, Lions on Thanksgiving. Give it to me. I love it. All of it. Chris, thanks for the super chat. I asked this question on Facebook and they all got mad at me. Oh, Facebook, you know, Chris. Without giving me an answer. What are the rules with the Packers and possibly selling the team? It's convoluted. They can't really. They can dissolve the team. They can't move it, but they can't sell it, essentially. It used to be, back in the day in the bylaws, it used to be that if they were to move or relocate or whatever after being dissolved, all the proceeds would go to an Elks Lodge. This is true. A particular Elks Lodge in Green Bay. But that is no longer part of the bylaws. But as far as like selling it outright, they can't do it. Isn't allowed. Not able to. Oh boy, I got people texting me. Update on Whitney and Gary. Whitney is out for the year, Isaiah. Gary is going to try and play through his hyperextended elbow, although those are his words. We'll see what the docs have to say starting today when the Packers take the practice field. Look out for those injury reports later this afternoon. Paul Ott Carruth Stadium at Lambeau Field. Now we're talking. Now we're cooking with gas. All right, buddy, I'm going to have to get going. I can't thank you enough for hanging out, talking Packers each and every day, Monday through Friday, right here on Cheesehead TV. Like I said earlier, join Corey and myself tonight. Packer Transplants Live. We'll be back. In the meantime, we'll hear from Matt LaFleur and Aaron Rodgers, and the Packers will practice. So it's going to be a good day, chock full of Packers goodness. Hope you're having a great time wherever you are. Thank you so much for making Cheesehead TV part of your Packers routine. We do not take it for granted. We greatly appreciate it. Thank you, everybody. Have a great day. Tell your friends, tell your family. Cheesehead TV. We're devoted to Green Bay Packers fans worldwide. Thanks a lot, everybody. Have a great day. Go Pack Go.